see you again, Anthony. It's our second date. Yeah, welcome to the Valley in Nova Scotia. They call this area Gaspereau Valley. It's about 1 hour inside the province from the coast, so you can imagine the weather here is a little bit warmer, perfect for grape growing and winemaking. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to visit a couple of wineries, some of the most popular, but there's too many to hit them all, and it's growing every year. So we're just going to see if we can sneak in to 4 wineries today on this rainy day in Nova Scotia. It never rains here. It's usually beautiful. It's like California, but no, it's always like this in spring. So welcome. Najib Nasrallah, I go by Jib. I work with Nova Scotia Liquor Corporation. I'm a sommelier. I also work with, mostly my job is with all of the restaurants and the special ordering and the private channels of Nova Scotia. So I get to spend a lot of time, buying wines and spirits, working with our bigger team to bring good products to this area. And I try to have some fun doing it. I learn something all the time. I'm by far perfect. Yeah, and that's what I do. First stop is Lightfoot and Wolfville, one of our relatively newer wineries, but they've been around for a number of years. They have a premium portfolio, very popular in this province, and they export a little bit as well. Lightfoot is the name of the family, and Wolfville is this village that we're visiting.
The bottles look nice. What got my attention is this, actually.
Yeah.
Nice branding.
The branding is very premium.
So Chardonnay is something they're known for?
Yeah, they grow Chardonnay here. There's a lot of primary grapes like that grow in this region. We also have local grapes.
Very nice.
So this is what you should know about. If I don't teach you anything today, I teach you one thing.
100% Nova Scotia.
Tidal Bay. So Tidal Bay is more about, it's Canada's first appellation.
Okay.
Appellation wine, like a region wine, like Chianti Classico it's an appellation.
Yeah.
So a region, you grow grapes, they have to be 100% Nova Scotian grapes. And each winery can choose between 15 and 20 grapes to go into that blend. And everything they make has to be submitted to a panel. They taste it, and it has to fall within the boundaries of what they call Tidal Bay. And it's always a white wine. It's a very refreshing white wine. It's crispy, fresh, effervescent. Those kinds of white wines are perfect in our region. They go with our fish. They go with our diet, and they are very succalsual.
So whenever around the world you're gonna read a Tidal Bay, now you know it's from here.
So almost every winery has a version of Tidal Bay, and not all of them are the same. Everybody's Tidal Bay is slightly different. Just like my Tidal Bay and my winery would be slightly different than yours.
Lightfoot and Wolfville, organic and biodynamic winery on premise here. One of the few ones to do that. One of the newer wineries on scene. We opened up first planted our grapes in 2009, opened up the building in 2017. So quite a few weddings. It's a happening place without a doubt. But the wine is definitely something to draw you in. Sparkling program's outstanding. Chardonnay does really well for us here as well.
So your best seller would be a Chardonnay?
The Chardonnay, the Brut are on CN line. I brought our Chardonnay for you to try as well. See some oak, we'll talk about that in a moment as well.
Cheers.
I really should actually.
فريش ما بفوت على المنخار ما بيحرقس المنخار مع انه الصدق البابل تبعه كتير خفيف. Feels rich, nature, floral in a way. Wow, enjoyably acidic and lightly sweet without being sweet. Refreshingly, like it's like walking between the flowers during springtime. Oh, very nice. Zesty, lemony. Good job. I'm gonna give it a 4.4 personally. Let's see what did the internet give it. So 4.4 for me and 3.8. I gave you an additional 7. Cheers.
So yeah, this one comes, we're overlooking the Chardonnay right now, right through. Is it a little, I'm not surprised, it's a little cold. I grabbed a fresh one from the fridge, so I apologize for that one on you. The Chardonnay vines that we're overlooking right now, 2 different plantings of them. The original 2009 plantings, you can see just off to the right, nice thick rootstocks going on over there. We're our 2017 planting right out front, producing but much thinner rootstocks. It's kind of fun to see the age difference on those vines. Overlooking the new line is
refreshing. مرتاح من الأرض. حامض. فريش. خارج سمك، خارج أكل لبناني، خارج ورق عنب مع التبولة طيب. أنا بعطيه 4. Let's see.
It's good bragging rights. Only a couple of us are getting those. I know you're going to Luckett, so you'll see the other.
Cheers, guys. Complete different profile, complete different smell.
This one's going to have a little more off dry, a little more residual sugar than the previous 2, which is why I didn't want to start you off with it.
Wow, complete different thing. Super light, super fresh, enjoyably, sweetly refreshing. I like this. Cool. منيح لكل الناس اللي اول مره بتشرب ابيض او ما بتحب كتير الابيض او 101 introduction to white wine, and this one plays a huge role, amazing role to do it. بذورات فستق, قاعده على البحر, some nuts, some cashew nuts with it would be great. كبه, شمبوسه, حمص.
Do you have any? Can I get a little ramekin of spicy nuts real quick?
I won't go into the food stuff.
Nuts.
Get 1.9 in my opinion.
Will you put your nuts in that ramekin? No.
بده دفشة.
They're with me for 15
بعده-
minutes is what they say, so I'm almost done.
بتي جردان. بعده شاب.
Hi, nuts. Thank you.
Chip, very interesting. So I would say that Nova Scotia wines are yet to be discovered by the world. There is something very interesting, fresh, refreshing, light, non-complicated, no pretension, just simple things that are good.
I agree. Yeah, the whites are. This climate produces whites that are refreshing and crisp and go with our seafood. So, what we do well, we should celebrate it. And what you've experienced in there was a good example of how we grow Chardonnay here and how we grow local grapes and make it into that Tidal Bay blend, which you said, you know, it's young, but it's refreshing and crisp. And you're going to taste 3 more Tidal Bays, and you're going to be 3 different Tidal Bays. So it's going to be fun.
At the end of the day, and let you know which one is my favorite.
Perfect.
Deal.
Let's go.
I'm a winemaker from British Columbia, and my wife is from Nova Scotia, and we moved back to Nova Scotia to start our winery 20 years ago. And organic, wanted to be organic from the beginning, so it turns out we were the first organic Nova Scotia winery back in 2005. And we do it because of the flavors that we get. We have rocky soil, slate, sandstone, schist. And so we found this property, 30 acres, for sparkling wine. And we farm it organically so the flavors are more accentuated because of living soils.
I heard French love your wines.
People seem to love our wines. There's a sense of place. I believe we have some unique flavors because of the rocks in our wine. Mineral, slight saline, judges in France and in England. So Decanter and Effervescence de Monde have given us feedback on our awards, tasting notes on the judges, and it's quite often it's minerality and slight saline. And so we've planted all Lackady Blanc, which we're going to be tasting some Lackady Blancs today. And then we have Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Sauvignon Blanc. Five years of aging. So Lackady Blanc, 100% Lackady Blanc. This is 2016. Aged for 5 years. We've built the winery into the side of the mountain, so half underground tirage cellar for aging on the lees for 5 years. So as you know, every year that you age wine on the yeast lees, you get more and more toastiness, brioche, and 5 years is a good conditioning period for what we're doing.
Ooh, this is nice. This is good. This is high end.
That's why he does so well.
No comparisons to the French things, but just to put it into perspective for my description, felt it like a rosé, like a high-end French champagne, on the rosé level of complexity.
Nice.
Floral, fresh. It feels like walking in the garden. I'll definitely give it a 4.3. Let's check Vivino.
So Tidal Bay is an appellation for Nova Scotia. The wine regulations are certain grape varieties can go into it, and every winery has their own style, their own varieties, the percentages and type of varieties that they use. But there's a list of approved varieties, lower alcohol, less than 11%, fresh, and it goes through a taste panel. So ours is dry, and it's a blend of Luckett Blanc, Chardonnay, and Céval Blanc. Last 2024, the growing season was incredible. We had a fall that you wouldn't believe. It was warm right until November. So very good flavors, mango. It's a lot of tropical flavors, mango and orange flavors from our soil, and that classic mineral flavor from our soil as well because of the rocks.
It's the first wine we have today that's changing by the second. So first round, and I smell something. Second round, and I smell something else. Mm-hmm. Floral is coming in, kicking in. Fresh fruits is coming in. Not the red ones, the kiwi, pineapple, and other stuff. And then comes agrumes, lemons, fresh acidity, very light acidity, very fresh and refreshing wine for beginners. Great with barbecuing on a summer night.
Orange wine, skin fermented Luckett Blanc. For 4 days on the skins. So there's a lot of flavor compounds.
Why are they called orange? So to start by this one.
Orange is for the color. Orange.
They do not contain oranges.
Yeah, no, there's no oranges in the making of orange wine. It's all 100% Luckett Blanc, skin fermented, and that's where the color comes from. So much like a red fermenting, when you ferment a red on the skins, you get some color. We also get tannins, slight tannins, and a lot of flavors from the skins.
Cheers. Single grape, so بعده بده وقت. Because it's a single grape, for me it's kind of empty for personal taste. Too acidic for me. Not my personal flavor profile. Reminds me of the entry-level white wines of the Beca, which I'm not a fan of. I'll go for a 3.5. Good one. Good one, good one. What do you think of it?
Well, Do you love like the expression difference? Like that bubbly method, classical method style. Bruce does it like nobody other. He just takes it to the next level. It tastes like you're drinking champagne.
معقول.
And that's why he's globally, people love his work. And then of course the Tidal Bay, slightly different from the last Tidal Bay. And every Tidal Bay is slightly different, but we're in love with our Tidal Bay here.
Good job. This guy does a boutique winery, 2,000 cases.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure we're going to get a hold of that sparkling wine outside of Canada or Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
But wow, if you're around, if you're in town, if you're visiting, super recommended.
Yeah, it's fun. Let's go more.
Thanks for having us.
It's my
It
pleasure.
looks sharp the minute you arrive, the tulips outside, the details, the architecture, and then you expect something amazing, and wow, opening the door, the colors, the music, everything is in between. Thank you for having us.
My
Tell me more
pleasure.
about the winery.
Oh, certainly. We were established in 2011. We opened our doors on Canada Day in 2011. We're the third largest winery in the province here, and we kind of specialize a little bit on red wines. We're open during the summer. We're seasonal, so we close during the colder months. But
Someone told stories. Tell me more about that red booth. Tell me more about the origins, the founder.
Yeah,
Little
certainly.
tiny things you want to know.
Absolutely. So the founder is a gentleman named Pete Luckett, and he's a bit of a local celebrity here. He's famous for groceries, strangely. So he has had a business called Pete's Fruitique. Ran it for years and years, and he would be on the local news once a week talking about fruits and vegetables to an adoring crowd. So in 2000, he bought all this land here that we're standing on and started growing fruits and vegetables for his grocery store. At that point, he met Hans-Peter Stutz, who is still the owner of Grand Prairie Wines. Very good friends of ours. They collaborated on a project to grow Castel, a type of grape, and Pete fell in love with the grapes, saw what was happening with wine in Nova Scotia, sold the grocery stores, and went full on into wine. So at that point, we pulled all the fruit and vegetables that were out there. We planted grapevines, and as I said, in 2011, we opened the building that we built the year before, and we've been going ever since, going
rest
strong.
is history.
The rest is history, yeah. This is our offering this year for the Tidal Bay. So Tidal Bay, as you've probably been told already, it's Nova Scotia's Appellation wine. It's tied to the area here. It's tied to the land and the sea of Nova Scotia. It's flexible because of the climate here is up and down. We can't. We've never built just one recipe for Tidal Bay. Every year, the winemaker has to sit again, put the wines together, taste, look at the weather, look at what's happened over the course of the year, and build the Tidal Bay fresh. The main ingredients or the main aspects of it, it has to pair with seafood. It has to be a nice dry. On the drier side, it has to taste like a Tidal Bay. It has to taste like Nova Scotia. So that's really the only group quality controlled product that we produce for wines right now in Nova Scotia, though there's hints of others on the way. This is the main one. So every year we have to go in front of a tasting panel made of our winemakers, our people, and we'll each taste it every year. We'll ask those questions and we'll either pass it as a Tidal Bay or we have to go back to the drawing board. Okay. Every year we have 3 chances to get it. If we get to have a Tidal Bay, we get to have a Tidal Bay. If not, we got to go without it for a year. All right. So this is ours this year, primarily Lightfoot Blanc and Cébal. But we're also using a little bit of Geisenheim in here and Ortega. Ortega is one of our favorite grapes here to play with.
Come on, let's do it.
Please, cheers. Salud.
Very floral. Oh, very richly floral. Perfume floral. Wow, I love it. I simply love it. I'll go for 4.1.
4.1, all right.
This one probably wins on the Tidal Bay of the day between the three we had.
Sorry, sir?
The acid just comes in the back.
Yeah. But it's soft. It has a
Go for a 4.1.
nice creaminess to it that you don't see in a lot of the Tidal Bays this year. This wine I wanted for you guys to taste here definitely is our Rosetta. Okay, it's a fun wine, and it's a little bit unique. As a trend for Nova Scotia rosés, as we tend to like our sweet rosés. We like a lot of sugar. But here at Luckett's, we saw that and we said, you know what, we need something. We do food, okay? It's hot here, it's dry, we're running around, we're having a lot of fun. We want a nice, crisp, dry rosé to really cleanse the palate and stand up to the food that we serve here. So this is our rosé. It's definitely on the drier side, and it's a nice blend of Lac-qui-Dix and Baco Noir. So please, enjoy.
Smells good for a rosé. Tastes like grape juice. Has a very rich nose, and at the end رح اقولها بالعربي بيقولوا ريحة زنخة صغيرة بالاخر زعجتني. So ريحة there is a 10% aroma I didn't want to smell, and the 90 that is good for me. Yeah, there is that last one that was not, good grape juice. Light, easy.
Final offering today, we have our foam box red. This is kind of the our core product. This is our red wine, and it's I thought about giving you a red wine because red wines are a little tough in Nova Scotia. Us red wine drinkers in general like big bodied reds. We like a lot of characteristics, a lot of floralness. There's things that red wine drinkers like in red wine that are hard to produce here because it's a cold climate, and usually you get those qualities from a long growing season, which we just don't have. That being said, this is our best-selling wine. It's our crowd pleaser. It's our foam box red. It's a mixture of 5 different hybrid grapes that specialize really well here in Nova Scotia, and we give it a lot of love. Do a little Pessamento style, so we actually give it a bigger body, more complexity on the tongue, and it's one of our best-selling wines, and it has been since day one. So.
Foam box red.
First red of the day. Okay. Not too strong on the nose, but good enough. Complex, rich, light for me. I like more the wooden, intense, full-bodied wines, but it's a very casual, simple, easy to drink red wine, and I didn't expect it, and I honestly like it. Good one. 3.8. قالوا لي انا فيني تلفن لكل حدا بدي او كل حدا فيني بالعالم. اوكي هات ندق للماما. كثير طيب. Thank you Norman. عن جد thanks. Chips, salty, chocolate milk, Very nice. Found at Costco in big sizes. Interesting, sharp, nice colors, beautifully done, nice explanations. I like the guy. And for me, the Tidal Bay is a good one.
Yeah, the Tidal Bay is different from the other Tidal Bays.
Yeah.
More expression, more body, smoother, cleaner. I love the fact that you got to taste a red from Nova Scotia. It's a very popular red. Pete has done a good job to bring the reds up. So I think you tasting that can take you to the next grapes. But I love Pete's work and now his daughter. And you got to experience the phone booth.
Yes, definitely. So Chardonnay for the first one, in my opinion. The fizzy one, sparkling for the second. Tidal Bay for the third. And hopefully we can stop on a fourth one if they're still open on a Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. واو 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 هيدي استحليتها. واو عن جد. أول شيء super nicely crunched. Enjoyably sweet, fruity. Wow, bravo. Rustic Bakery. برافو برافو. مع جبنة عليها. ايه بشي روكفور. او بري. وياك. توب. برافو.
This is Benjamin Bridge, one of our key wineries that has really broken out into the spot, kind of brought the spotlight to Nova Scotia winemaking, especially their style of winemaking. Jean Benoit is the winemaker. He's spent time internationally in France before he got here, so he had a lot of great experience. And this business has grown exponentially over the last 7-10 years. Becoming a bigger production regionally, nationally, and even internationally. So you can find these wines in menus in London and in the U.S. So it's pretty popular. So I'm glad you guys are here.
Let's see what they have to offer.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming to be a part of things at Benjamin Bridge today.
Tell me more. Huge, big, everybody talks about you.
Oh,
How
thank
did
you.
it all start?
Well, it was a family business that started in 1999 with husband and wife Jerry McConnell and Derek Gordon. It's been a labor of love. It's still a family-owned and operated winery. However, we actually have joined two families together because recently we have a partnership with Murphy Hospitality Group, which is also a family company. It was started by husband and wife team, is now run by their son. And so we have a synergy between two families.
So, we are located in a few miles from Halifax. Great weather near the river. Tell me more about that weather that helps you in a way or another.
Sure. Well, terrible weather today, isn't it?
Yes.
Sorry, I tried to put a good order in for the sunshine and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But we're in the Gaspereau Valley within the larger Annapolis Valley. So it's a valley within a valley. And we have our little own microclimate here. So we're very much influenced by the moderating effect of the Bay of Fundy. So where we are in the Gaspereau Valley, we're right at the mouth of the Bay of Fundy with the Minas Basin there. So we have the tidal breezes that keep us cooler in the summer months and keep us warmer in the winter. We also have a river that flows at the bottom of our vineyard, Gaspereau River, and actually a little side salad about the name. The name Benjamin Bridge comes from the first European settler family to work the land, were the Benjamin family. Well, Gaspereau River, you know where this is going. There's a bridge that goes across and everyone calls it Benjamin Bridge. And so when Jerry and Darryl were coming up with a name for the winery, they said, why don't we just call it Benjamin Bridge? Because that's what everyone kind of calls this place.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. How many cases per year on average and how many countries do you export to?
Ooh, well, I believe at last vintage, so in 2024, we had a really great growing season. I think Jean Benoit, our winemaker, said that we're getting close to around 55,000 cases a year. And in terms of export, of course, we do have to work with all the provinces across Canada, which in itself is like working with individual countries. But we also export out of country, some to the eastern United States, then also to England, Ireland. There's been wine in Belgium. There's been wine in now Singapore, mainland China, Tokyo, Japan, and if I'm forgetting, there used to be wine in Finland, but I don't believe we have any in market there now. But we're just always making sure that we're getting a good, high reputation, low volume, but always looking to get our wines with the right folks.
Your bestseller bottle is?
Oh, come on. A little wine called Nova 7.
Let's have a try.
Wonderful, let's do it. That.
Wow.
Almost identical levels. So you know what? Not bad at all. So
you're still 20. Okay, so tell me more about the wine.
Give this a try. For you, for you, for you. Let's do a cheers, shall we?
Come on.
Wonderful.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Everyone got eye contact? We don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
That's the nose that.
Oh, I get it right in there. I could just crawl right in.
What do you want to tell us about it?
I will. Oh, what a delight. This is a wine unlike any other wine. It really is in a class by itself. It is on the nose, you have those bright aromatics. At first taste, it's so playful on your lips. It startles your mouth. Your taste buds are like, oh, okay. And at first you're thinking it's a bit sweet, but then you've got that beautiful balance on the end with that trademark Nova Scotia acidity, that nice lift at the end. And you have a subtle little bit of effervescence, kind of midway through the palate. It's not a true sparkling. It is classified as a still, but it does have a little bit of that, sparkle to it.
Wow, this is a 6.5% hidden alcohol you do not feel in every single sip. It's the richest wine I've had today on the nose. Super fruit salad feel.
Right.
And then comes on intense mixed juices in the mouth, even though it's only grapes.
100% grape.
Whoa! It feels like you're having 5 fruits in one. And it's only grapes. Zero bitterness, no feel of alcohol. And stays on. I want more. I want more.
Exactly
and
that.
You forget that it's 6.5. So at the end of this, you're done.
It
Wow,
has.
chapeau, bravo.
Thank you.
Cheers to me. This one is 4.3 in my opinion. But internet is not as fast as you think, so it
we
might
get you
not
on the Wi-Fi.
work, and we will try our best. رح احط القنينة القديمة والقنينة الجديدة. I believe it's 4.2 and yeah, it is. So رح نعطيها a very good 4.2. Highlight of the day.
All right, next I'm going to pour the Tidal Bay. This is the Tidal Bay by Benjamin Bridge. And I say by Benjamin Bridge because this year, so vintage 2024, there are 16 wineries in the province that have made a Tidal Bay. So that means each winemaker has his or her own blend, but they do have to follow a set of guidelines when they're making a Tidal Bay. So that's in terms of what grapes go into the blend, so primary, secondary, tertiary grapes that go into the blend. All of the wines for a Tidal Bay have to be under 11% alcohol. And then what are they? So what is this? Tidal Bay is an aromatic still white wine, a blend of grapes, and it's supposed to be very aromatic on the nose, and then you kind of let that hit your lips, and you get that crispness, that beauty, that refreshing wine. And then 3/4 of the way through the palate, you're going to have off dry. So it's going to be, there is some sweetness, but then the lift at the end, of course, the acidity is going to lift it right back up. Beautiful on their own. But originally, the Appellation Implementation Committee made these so that they would pair well with Nova Scotia seafood. And so they are fantastic with seafood. Although I like this with a bag of chips, not too bad. So let's pour this for you. I did 4 this time.
Cheers, guys.
No, you cheers.
This is your 4th Tidal Bay.
I was going to say you're probably an expert by now. So where I was saying we have 16 this year that were approved, and that's because every single vintage, the winemakers have to put their blends in front of an independent tasting panel, and that independent tasting panel tastes the wine blind. So they don't know whose winery, right? They have a sample that comes before them, sample 1A. They're going to look at the color, the clarity. They're going to have the nose on it, right? And then they're going to taste it to make sure it fits what the style is supposed to be. Now, they will give that wine, it is a sample. It's not the finished product yet. They'll give it a pass or a fail. If it passes, it's communicated to the winemaker that the sample that you sent to this panel has passed. Now you can blend it, bottle it, sell it. If it fails, they are given feedback as to what it was. Was it atypical to the style? Was it lacking in the acidity or aromatics? Like, they'll give you feedback as to what it was, and then you have another attempt. So indeed, each winery has 3 tries to make a Tidal Bay. So it is a true quality standard, and it's something really important for Nova Scotia wine.
After the 4th, I would say that now, blindfolded, I know a Tidal Bay.
You know a Tidal Bay? Wonderful!
Acidity, check. Simplicity of flavor and smoothness.
Yes.
Mild aromas depending on
Whose it
different
is.
one.
It's true.
As you said, probably a gathering around a seafood, Nova Scotian seafood.
Yes.
And yours is clean.
Thank you.
Clean. Just you feel that sharp. Good one.
That's very typical to Jean Benoit's style of winemaking for sure.
On the Tidal Bay, they're good wines, they're rich wines, but yet you feel young complexity or young feel on them. So مش معقول ياخذوا أكثر من 4, impossible ياخذوا أكثر من 4. So they jump between 3.5 and 3.8. On this one, I would put it 3.8. هو اخذ 3.5. كنا في دفشه صغير، كنت عم فرجيك 2021 2024 3.7 بنسيبها دائما. So 3.8 and voila.
2019, in terms of a growing season, we saw Hurricane Dorian come through. And it was right around the time we were picking for sparkling parameters. And so there was a bit of concern, will we have enough grapes? Will we be able to do a vintage sparkling? But this is where we're very lucky, very fortunate, because we have contracted grape growers that grow grapes for us elsewhere in the province. So we did see the effects of Hurricane Dorian here at the Gaspro Vineyard, but some of our growers fared better. And so we were still able to make a vintage brut. So the 2019, another reason why it's so special is that it is a Blanc de Blanc. It's 100% Chardonnay. It's been aged on the lees for almost 5 years, and it is just this beautiful expression of what we can do really well in Nova Scotia and what Benjamin Bridge, our foundation, is traditional method sparkling wine. Cheers. Oh.
Okay.
That toastiness.
I never get tired of it.
Never. That richness. The butter, the brioche, the mousse, the tight mousse. And then again at the end, there is that beautiful lift. There's a little bit of that lemon, that minerality, that salinity. But again, those brioche notes, that toastiness that you get from the aging.
Oysters with this, it'd be delicious.
It's a very interesting profile for people who love micro-sized bubbles. So you need to be a fan of that micro-sized bubbles that do not explode one at a time, but that come as like a wave.
Yes, like a stream almost. That's
Yeah.
right, exactly.
And It's very interesting because it's not sweet, very acidic, very sharp, very acidic, and definitely goes well with, I would even have it with a piece of meat.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Different, and opens up a category of itself, of its own, does not compare at all with anything that is close to Prosecco or Champagne. This is a discovery.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. Wait. 2019, right?
2019?
Oh, 4.2. Nice, 4.2. I'll give it a little bit lower, but good one. I had a great day, super great day. And I can tell you that I have now enough ideas and experience with Nova Scotia wines. And the two that stood out is definitely that sparkling amazing from L'Acadie, which I would talk about again and again for all my friends. And that 7-something, Nova 7.
Nova 7,
oh my goodness, what a wine.
You liked it. Yeah.
So thank you, and tell me more, what do you want the world to know?
Listen, this is a small, it's a big country with small wine production, but we are one of few that would produce good wines, great whites, great white expressions that go with our cuisine, and you got to experience a lot of that today. And I'm glad. I mean, it's raining, it's typical, but this is spring in Nova Scotia, and this is why our whites are so crisp and fresh and acidic. And it's what we have to love.
I don't have enough luggage with me to take wines, so that's going to be a reason for me to visit again. And next time I'm going to do a Nova 7. If you live in Canada, please order it, check it out. You would love it. Or if you manage to get a couple of bottles from L'Acadie, and you won't regret it, both of them.